Welcome to the Red Booth. Today we have Jaime Aymerich.
Well, it's a pleasure to be here with you, Kim.
Thank you so much for coming on the show. I'm so excited for everything that you've been doing lately.
Well, thank you for the invite. It's really cool. I love the set. I think this place is amazing.
Thank you very much. Well, I've been having fun with my new show, and I would love to be able to tell people about your new projects that are coming out. I know you have been on lots of telenovela, right?
Yeah, a lot of telenovelas. I started like 27 years ago doing theater play in Mexico, and then from there it moved to television, and then I did a soap opera for Fox Television and Televisa called Acapulco Bay.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, which was the American version of a Latino soap opera from Televisa that was called Acapulco, Cuerpo y Alma. So they put it in English, Acapulco Bay, which we shot in Acapulco for 8 months, and it was a great story.
That's so cool. I think I actually saw a couple shots of that show, and that was a pretty big hit in Mexico, right?
It came out in Mexico, in the United States, because it was in English. So they flew a lot of actors to Mexico, and it happened that I was in Mexico and I speak English, so I was like
perfect,
one of the Latino guys over there in the show, and it aired all over the world.
Wow!
Because the telenovelas that Latin telenovelas, they are distributed all over the world. They see it in Russia, they see it in Italy, they see it in everywhere.
Wow.
So it was like that kind of gig that, like, it was funny because when I have a fan club based in Italy, run by Donatella Oliveri, and the soap opera aired over there, and then that's how I kind of like got into television. I was doing a lot of educational TV in Mexico. Mexico has this system to teach education on TV for all the schools. So we dramatize the stories of math, history, and everything, and then they show it to the students, and then they learn better.
That's so cool.
And then from there, I moved to stand-up comedy, and then from there, I moved to movies, and then I came to the States, and then I've been back and forward in Mexico. I just finished shooting a soap opera named Amar de Nuevo, which means love again. And it airs in one of the channels here, and it airs like in 80 different countries.
Wow.
It's by a great director and a great writer, Enrique Torres.
Wow.
Which he had written 22 to 24 telenovelas, soap operas. So in the Latin world, it's part of our culture, the melodramatic thing that I love you, I hate you, the love story and everything. That's the melodrama from the telenovela world, yeah.
That's so cool. I know, well, you've been basically doing that for almost 20 years or something?
Yeah, kind of like the telenovela thing, coming and going, I've been in different ones. I was in one of Carla Estrada, Más allá del puente. I was in La Antorcha Encendida from Televisa. I've been in here and there, And then recently I just shot something for Telemundo for La Virgen Morena, which is like a format that you kind of like tell a story, but you're like somehow something happens to the character when he goes like, oh, like faith kind of thing, and then you go like, oh my God, something happened that you become different in the show, in the same show. So everything goes right after that. So,
wow.
So I've been doing that, and I finished a movie recently with Lake Bell that is called In a World, which is gonna air. It's gonna premiere, I think, next Friday here in the United States. And it's very cool because in the movie is about the broadcasting world.
Oh wow!
So
that's interesting.
It's really, really cool. I play the Latino guy over there because I do a lot of voiceover too. So it was Lake Bell, it's Dimitri Martin, it's Gina Davis in the film, Eva Longoria.
Gina Davis, that's cool.
It's a classic, and it's a really, really good movie. I think Lake, besides being a great actress, she's a great director.
Wow.
And that was like an experience, yeah.
Okay, so what's the name of it?
In a World.
And where is it going to be playing?
I think it's going theaters next Friday. Yeah.
Wow.
Like the movie won Best Script in Sundance.
That's so cool.
And in another film festival, so
oh
yeah,
my
I'm
God.
excited.
Did you go to Sundance?
No, but like I was shooting. And it's been an amazing journey here in the United States because I've been here for 17 years. and I moved from the, like, I've been always acting. I do voiceover, I do movies, television.
Yeah.
I've been in and out in different shows that I've been very fortunate to work with different amazing people.
That's right. You were in that amazing movie. You want to talk about that? The name of that movie? A Beautiful Secret.
Yeah. A Beautiful Secret was definitely an amazing story because it's the story about this old woman with this young. It's a friendship story. It's this kid he founds in an old house. This amazing character that was played by Katy Jurado, which was an icon in Mexico because she did movies with Pedro Infante, with most of the celebrities back in the day when black and white. But also, Katy was doing movies in Hollywood at the same time. I'm talking about the 50s, around the 50s. She performed with Elvis Presley. She performed with Gary Cooper in High Noon. She was the Mexican actress in the film.
Wow!
And it's amazing because she didn't speak any English.
Yeah.
So she learned the lines.
She just learned how to say that one line?
Yeah, and then,
that's so funny.
And then the movie High Noon is amazing. I mean, you have an amazing Hollywood, like, and Katy Jurado was the first actress to be nominated for a golden, actually she won a Golden Boot, and she was the first actress, Latina, Mexican, nominated for an Oscar. The second one is Salma Hayek, but
oh my gosh,
but it was an honor to share the screen with her.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So what is it like being in Hollywood because you're kind of like a crossover actor, like you've been pretty well known in Mexico and then you come over here and now you're like, the crossover actor, and you were on The Fat Actress.
Yeah, Fat Actress was a very, very cool show. Working with Kirstie Alley, it's amazing. Like it was just fun.
Yeah.
In the Fat Actress, when I was performing Little Jorge, it was an amazing scene because this valet parking guy, he comes to her and he tells her like, "Oh, when is the baby due?" But she's not pregnant.
She's not pregnant.
So, and it was a pleasure to work with her, with Kid Rock. I've seen that the American productions are really, really amazing. I mean, Mexican productions as well, but the way the dynamic is a little different. Like when I was shooting Wits. It was like
Weeds?
Yeah.
You were in Weeds?
Yeah.
Wow, that's so cool. I didn't know.
Yeah, it was a great show, but it was amazing working with this director and the whole production team. It was a whole night, and it was very interesting to see how they shoot the show. Because we were shooting, like for instance, we were shooting this scene when there was a guy jumping from a house to a pool. And we were supposed to be drunk by the pool, and then they discovered this corpse that comes in the pool.
Oh my god!
And they had to use the stunt. They had to shoot the scene in every different aspect. It was a really, really cool experience.
Wow, that's so cool.
And so crossing over, it's different. Like the markets, the general market moves completely different than the Spanish market. And that's where my manager decided, George Salinas, my manager, he was my agent back there.
Yeah.
And then he moved to be my manager. And then from there, we created this company together. And we put it Crossover Entertainment. That's the name of the...
Oh, how funny. That's cool.
That's the name of the company. And we've been very busy doing different things. We're involved in production with different entertainment projects. With animation companies in Mexico, with amazing producers from Mexico, with amazing writers in the Spanish world. We're crossing them over to the United States. So we are involved in making shows for different networks and channels with great stories that have been told in the Latino world. So we're doing kind of like the same thing that Salma Hayek did with Ugly Betty. Because Ugly Betty was born as Betty La Fea, which was a soap opera.
Oh my gosh.
And Betty La Fea was famous in Colombia, in Argentina, in China, in Mexico. So we have access to many of those shows. So we are like looking at formats that can translate to the American market. So for the general market to be appealing. So in Crossover, that's what we're doing right now. And we are doing not only that with formats, with the content, we're doing that with writers, with producers, with celebrities, and with animation companies. And it's really an amazing journey because I never imagined from being an actor to jump into that, but my manager convinced me to do that. So happened that we're very busy right now.
Well, you've always seemed to be, to me, like more of involved in the producing too, because you're not just an actor. Like, you're not just the type of person that just shows up and just acts and then just takes off. Like, you seem to have more interest in the whole thing, kind of.
Well, yeah, because when you're an actor and you go to an audition and everything, and then it moves differently, and of course you have like the decision to portray some messages, that are kind of like appealing to you. But when you are moving to the production side, then you can decide what do you want to say, what do you want to tell, what story you want to portray.
Yeah,
it's really, really interesting when you are moving from one to the other one, and we are involved in different things that we like in crossovers. So I'm excited about that.
That's so cool. Well, you know that I have been trying to speak Spanish for a long time, right? I sort of used to speak it a little bit. I used to speak it okay, but it's been a long time. So ask me something in Spanish.
Something in Spanish like, ¿te gustan las cervezas?
Do I like to drink the beers?
Yeah.
Do I like to drink the beers? I have very much enjoyed beers throughout my adult life. But lately I've been not having any cervezas.
No cervezas.
No cervezas for now.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Especially when it's really hot, like sometimes you go like, oh, okay,
You're making me think about cervezas.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, anyway, so I actually know that there's like such a huge Latin community here in Los Angeles. Do you get recognized a lot?
Well, sometimes, we actually, like, besides the recognition and everything, I think it's moving more to the side of, like, telling good stories, like, I see a lot of problems in the world, like, racism and everything, and I mean, just with the Zimmerman case, I was just, like, impressed how just because you're African-American, then, you get killed and everything, and then I say, it doesn't matter if you're Latino, if you're black, if you're African-American, if you are any race or whatever, like we have the same rights, and that is something to consider, like when you tell a story, it has to be, for me, something uplifting. It has to be, for me, something that is gonna transcend, I mean, of course, entertain people, because that's what we do.
Yeah.
But like, if I can portray a message or whatever good, like good story that has like
meaning,
can twist something in the heart of someone, then I feel accomplished.
Yeah.
And that's what's been happening with some of the projects that I've been involved in, like the movie Makeup or the movie A Beautiful Secret or In a World, like when you see, like I was in this London Film Festival. This woman come out of the screening and she starts crying. And she goes, what do I do with my life? You just gave me the little thing that I can change everything just to have a better life. And then I go like, that's what this is about. This is not only like, okay, I go to an audition and then I just like, fine, yeah, that's also a business and that's also entertaining and everything. But when you actually have a real bigger purpose than that, then you have amazing stories and amazing entertainers that can portray more than the normal.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
I totally agree, because I think that Hollywood and movie making and everything has a big influence on the society, and I think that, the stories that we choose to tell really do matter.
Yeah,
It's
in
awesome.
all over the world. I remember when I was in Mexico, I was inspired to do different things in my life just by watching a movie or by listening to a song sometimes. Like you.
Totally.
Sometimes it's these kind of like moments that you go like, wait a second, that changed my life. And that's what I think the artist can do,
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Well, what advice would you have for other Latinos and Latinas who are trying to make it in the acting business?
Latinos and Latinas to make it in the artist business, I think I just like being competent, like I read sometime in a great book called The Way to Happiness, Be Competent. And I follow that because you have to observe, you have to learn, you have to practice. And once you do that, then you live in a very competitive world. Like we're in Hollywood and here there's like tons of producers, tons of writers. Everyone comes here all over the world. But if you're not competent, then you're not going to get anywhere.
Yeah.
You have to be on the top of your thing and you have to be every day better and better and better, be able to know more, to learn, to practice, to observe. So that's like that policy we use in crossover. So we're always like trying to get better, and it's working because we are doing a lot of business right now.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching Jaime Aymerich on
The Red Booth.